I miss your brother's first birthday. I ain't miss yours though. I ain't miss yours though, mama. I made it.
That was Big X's final message to his family before being hauled away in cuffs. A heartbreaking moment that marked the end of his freedom and the start of a sentence that hit harder than anyone expected. His downfall didn't come from some massive federal bust or million-dollar scheme. It started with something small: marijuana and a gun. But what really nailed him wasn't what he had in the car. It was the name attached to it. His gang affiliation turned a simple stop into a life-altering arrest that shocked everyone in the Dallas scene. Let's break it all down! Big X, the plug's last words, the arrest, and the chaos that followed. Picture this: August 21st, 2025, Big X should have been celebrating one of the biggest nights of his career, his long-awaited country rap crossover album. I Hope You're Happy was dropping and fans were ready to go wild. 2 release parties were lined up, one at the buzzing Cash Cow nightclub in Deep Ellum, and another at a Wingstop collab event. Instead of champagne bottles popping, flashing lights filled the sky.
Is there anything you want your fans to know on this important day?
Please not block the way.
I hope you're happy out now. I hope you're happy out now.
Anything you want to say with this arrest and regarding your previous one?
I hope you're happy out now.
Please do not
New
block the
country
way.
album out now.
What do you say to the fans that didn't get to catch you last night?
We're gonna run it back. I hope you're happy out now.
Are you gonna do anything tonight for your album?
But not the kind from cameras. Cops swarmed his Dodge Ram TRX, turning a celebration into a nightmare. At around 8:45 p.m., officers pulled him over on Great Trinity Forest Way, supposedly just for missing a front license plate. But that small stop exploded into something major. Big X, always known for keeping it real, told the officers straight up about the gun under his armrest. But honesty couldn't save him this time. They charged him for marijuana possession and unlawful firearm possession, since his name came up flagged as a known gang member. That label turned the night upside down. His bond? $5,000, $2,500 per misdemeanor. But when he got released the next afternoon, Big X walked out calm, collected, and confident. Around 4 p.m., he looked the media dead in the eye like a man who wasn't about to fold. His attorney, Valerie Bain, stood firm beside him, promising they'd fight the case and make sure his story was told right. The team knew the drill. This wasn't a career ender, just another speed bump in a life full of tests. But here's where it gets deeper.
We're going to wait to see the PC affidavits, but we're going to work vigorously for our client because it just is what it is. It's 2 misdemeanors and people are trying to make an effect.
Because this wasn't even his first legal hit that year. Back in February 2025, Big X was already battling the system after getting pulled over in Arlington for expired registration tags. Same situation, same pattern. Cops smelled weed, searched the car, found less than 2 ounces, plus another firearm. Another arrest, another headline, but he kept pushing. He was booked with a $500 bail and out by February 27th. Then, the very next day, February 28th, an Instagram video dropped that melted hearts. Big X was seen holding his baby girl at her first birthday party, smiling like the weight of the world had lifted off his shoulders. He was glowing. The Shade Room reposted it, saying he got out just in time. And fans flooded the comments with love. Because this wasn't just a rapper celebrating freedom, it was a father finally getting a chance to be present. In interviews, Big X had been real about how much pain he carried from missing milestones in his kids' lives, like when he couldn't attend his son's first birthday while locked up on earlier charges. That regret haunted him. So when he made it to his daughter's first birthday, it hit different.
Daughter's milestone moment.
I miss your brother's first birthday. I ain't miss yours though. I ain't miss yours though, mama. I made it. I was here. You hear me, mama? Bird. Look. Look at you, daddy. Look at you, daddy. Hey. Happy birthday. Daddy love you. Daddy love you more than anybody love you. Yeah. You miss your finger. What you miss your finger?
Fans could see he was trying to break the cycle that had followed him for years. And it's that same pain that fueled his most emotional promise ever. To his son, Amar, now 6 years old, who was diagnosed with autism at 4. In emotional interviews, Big X opened up about how hard that diagnosis hit him, especially when Amar went from being super talkative to struggling with speech. It broke him down but also built him back up. He said, "They're actually the smartest kids in the world. And he meant it with his whole heart. He didn't just talk, and he showed up. He educated himself, went to therapy sessions, read everything he could, and worked with professionals to learn how to be the father his son needed. He made a vow to Amar: "You'll never not see me a day in your life." But the truth is, touring, fame, and legal chaos made that promise hard to keep, and the guilt tore him apart. "Me not being there, it takes a toll on me," he admitted. "I only started doing this for him." And that's what makes this story so powerful. This isn't just another rapper with a rap sheet. This is a father fighting against the system and himself to be better for his family. Big X even teamed up with the Autism Society of America, filming a heartfelt PSA calling autism a journey that's not easy, but shouldn't be made harder. He spoke about watching Amar grow, learn, and just be himself. A reminder to every fan that even in chaos, love and purpose can still shine through.
Is it almost really interesting having a child with autism? Because it almost seems like it's more of a complex relationship or something.
They're actually the smartest kids in the world.
Big X always says his favorite thing about being a dad isn't the fame, the money, or even the music. It's how his son Amar taught him patience, real love, and how to celebrate the smallest victories. Every smile, every word, every moment of progress means everything to him now. That's what keeps his spirit grounded even when the world feels like it's turning against him. Through all the chaos and legal trouble, the streets have been riding for Big X harder than ever. When news broke about his August arrest, social media went up in flames. Half the fans were shouting, "Free Big X!" while others were calling out the justice system itself. Comments were flooding in like, "He one of the realest." And getting locked up for weed in 2025 is crazy. Y'all need to get out and vote. Some even said, they love getting rappers for guns and drugs. It's always the same story. The energy was electric. And despite everything, Big X's album I Hope You're Happy still dropped on August 22nd, right on schedule. That project became a cultural moment, blending country and rap in a way few artists have dared, featuring heavyweights like Jelly Roll, Luke Combs, Shea Booz, and more. The collabs alone showed how far Big X had come. The irony, though, hit everyone. A man rapping about hope and happiness while fighting to keep his freedom. But the realest part of all this? How Big X handled the chaos. Instead of spiraling or snapping, he doubled down on what truly matters: his family and his music. When reporters asked if he planned to reschedule the canceled Wingstop event, he simply said yes, no hesitation. That one word said it all. No matter how bad things get, he's not running from his supporters. The transformation is undeniable. From a young hustler robbing dealers to feed his baby, to a father smiling through his daughter's first birthday party right after leaving jail.
I look at my son in his face, I tell him, your daddy will never do no dirt again. I'd never take nothing from nobody. It's just a city, man. I was at that time, I was like 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was in the Grove with my mom until like 9. That's where I seen the worst parts at, you know what I'm saying? My girlfriend at the time, she like, "Oh, you finna be 18, let's go get your license. Let's go to San Antonio and get your license." I go, boom, to get my license, and the constable come out the back room and tell me I got a warrant for aggravated robbery.
And so the cops like show up outside, or she just fills you in and tells you?
Nah, like as soon as I do this little thumbprint at the what is it, the DPS?
Sure. Yeah.
And boom.
That's growth you can't fake. That viral February Instagram video wasn't just about balloons and cake. It was about redemption, about a man proving to himself and his kids that he'd never let his past define his future again. That promise to Amar, "You'll never not see me a day in your life," still fuels everything he does. Even when life tries to knock him down, that vow keeps him pushing. During that emotional New York Times interview, Big X got teary talking about how hard it is balancing tours, fame, and fatherhood, especially knowing Amar's autism means he needs routine and consistency. Every missed bedtime, every day away, it eats at him. He said straight up, "The guilt never leaves. I'm chasing success, but I'm trying not to lose what matters most: being the father I never had." Growing up in Pleasant Grove, Dallas, Big X knew struggle before he knew peace. His 2025 legal battles, both arrests, only highlighted something deeper: his effort to rewrite his story. He's been working to normalize interactions with law enforcement, trying to handle things differently than his younger self might have. Both times he got pulled over, he was honest, told the truth about his weapon, and showed a level of respect that reflected growth. But even then, the system didn't let go. That gang database flag followed him everywhere, turning every small mistake into a major headline. It showed how hard it is for men like him to truly escape their pasts, even when they're trying to do right. But what happened next restored some faith in humanity. The fan response wasn't just about hashtags, it was deeper. Parents started sharing their own stories about raising kids with autism, saying Big X gave them strength to keep going. Fans thanked him for bringing autism awareness into hip-hop culture, something rarely talked about in that space. He became more than a rapper to many. He became a symbol of resilience and a voice for fathers who fight silently for their children's futures. And to really understand Big X, you gotta go back, before the fame, before the stage lights, back to Pleasant Grove, where everything started. Because his story isn't just about redemption, it's about survival! Born Xavier Landam, he came up in a neighborhood where life didn't give second chances. When he was just 4 or 5, he witnessed something no child should ever see. His mom firing a gun at a would-be thief trying to rob their home. That kind of moment changes a kid forever. Big X has always been open about his upbringing, how his mom was both his best friend and his teacher in toughness, putting him on to music from UGK and the Isley Brothers, while his dad, strict but focused, introduced him to artists like Drake and Lil Wayne. That mix of grit and melody built his sound long before the world knew his name. But musical roots didn't guarantee peace. School just didn't work for him. He was fighting, skipping, doing whatever it took to survive. The classroom couldn't compete with the streets calling his name. Growing up where opportunities were scarce, and every day felt like a battle, Big X made choices that felt like survival, not rebellion. Those early lessons, the violence, the hustle, the music, they built the man we see now. And that's what makes his story raw, real, and worth telling. Because he's proof that even when life starts rough, you can still rewrite the ending. After high school, life hit Big X like a storm he wasn't ready for. Things got desperate, fast. The dreams, the plans, the hopes, they all got buried under the pressure of survival. Big X didn't sugarcoat it. He told the truth in interviews. He started robbing drug dealers just to stay alive. This wasn't some thrill-seeking side hustle. It was survival mode at its rawest. A young man trying to eat, trying to take care of responsibilities, trying to keep the lights on when the world gave him nothing. But robbing dealers? That's like playing with fire. And one wrong move can burn everything down. Before he even turned 18, the streets came collecting their debt. Big X was arrested on burglary and aggravated robbery charges. The kind that don't just ruin your record. They steal your youth. Locked up during the most important years of his life, he missed milestones he could never get back. And the most heartbreaking part? He missed his son Amar's first birthday while sitting behind bars. Imagine that. Your baby boy taking his first steps into toddlerhood while you're trapped in a cold cell, counting the days you'll never get back. That kind of pain rewires a man's soul. But before that wake-up call, Big X had another route that could have rewritten everything. He had football dreams, attending Crown College in Minnesota, trying to turn his natural strength into something positive. He was on track for a clean life through sports. But one mistake, getting caught smoking weed, got him expelled. Just like that, his legitimate shot at success vanished overnight. When that dream died, desperation came crashing in heavier than ever. Big X has always kept it real about that period. He said flat out, "I did what I had to do to survive. No excuses, just reality." When you've got a baby to feed and no paycheck coming in, the streets start whispering louder than your conscience. That's how he ended up robbing felons, chasing quick money with heavy risks. In his 2023 Spin magazine interview, he said it best. "I've done a lot of stuff to people in my past. I pray that God forgives me now. But I did what I had to do to survive." That kind of honesty hits different. It's not glorification, it's confession. But what makes it even deeper is how he talks about the fear that still lingers from those choices. He said, "Everybody knows who and where I am. At any moment, anybody can pull up and do whatever. The streets don't forget." That's the weight of karma chasing success. When your rise makes you more visible, and every wrong move you made years ago can come knocking back at your door. And the legal drama didn't stop there. In 2022, Big X got booked again. This time for illegal possession of weapons and marijuana in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But instead of breaking him, it became the turning point of his life. Locked away in solitary confinement, Big X did what real artists do. He turned pain into power. He started writing, pouring every regret, fear, and lesson into his lyrics. Those long nights in that cell birthed the foundation for his debut album, Amar, named after his son. When it finally dropped, it charted at number 4 on Billboard's Heat Seekers chart, marking the moment the world finally started listening to the voice that came from darkness. But let's get real. What pushed him to the streets in the first place wasn't just poverty. It was the absence of a father figure. Big X has spoken openly about growing up without consistent guidance, saying it left a hole that the streets quickly filled. He lost friends to gang violence, watched relatives get swallowed by the system, and saw the same cycle repeat over and over. He didn't see role models. He saw survival stories. That same missing structure is part of why law enforcement can't seem to let go of his past. He's been flagged as a documented gang member in the Arlington Police Database, a label that follows him every time blue lights flash behind his car. It means even if he legally owns a firearm, that flag can flip a situation into an arrest. One database entry keeps turning small mistakes into major charges. Proof that when the system marks you, it doesn't let you forget. But out of all that chaos came authenticity. The same streets that almost destroyed him became the roots of his sound. His music doesn't fake pain, it bleeds it. Tracks like Texas and carry that gritty southern trap energy, with lyrics soaked in real-life struggle and lessons learned the hard way. You can hear Pleasant Grove in every beat, the hunger, the scars, the redemption. What makes Big X's story stand out isn't just the transformation. It's how he owns his past without glamorizing it. He doesn't talk like it was cool. He talks like it almost killed him. Every interview carries that raw humility. He's grateful just to still be breathing. He says over and over that fatherhood saved him, that seeing his kids smile made him realize what real success looks like. He's not running from his past. He's learning from it. And that's why every minor run-in with the law now hits different. It's no longer about who he was. It's a reminder of how far he's come from robbing dealers just to survive. When you dig deep into Big X's life, you start to understand why his music resonates so deeply with anyone who's ever struggled to escape the cycle. Growing up in Pleasant Grove wasn't just about poverty. It was about living in a constant war zone, where you had to choose daily between survival and sanity. Violence was normal, hope was rare, and choices were often life or death. That early trauma, seeing his mother fire shots at a thief when he was barely 5, shaped everything that came after. It planted that mentality of defense, protection, and survival at all costs. In that same Spin interview, Big X explained his mindset clearly. He targeted drug dealers instead of random people because he believed they were less likely to call the police. That was the logic of a desperate young man trying to control chaos in a chaotic world. But he admitted it was still a deadly game. "You never know who's connected, who's got revenge on their mind," he said. "That life could have ended me before my music ever began." The period between losing his football dreams and finding his purpose in music was the darkest chapter of his life. But from that darkness came the artist we see now. A man still haunted by his past, but determined to use it as a lesson for his children, his fans, and anyone trapped in the same struggle. Because Big X, the plug, isn't just a rapper anymore. He's living proof that redemption is possible when you stop running from your pain and start writing your truth. After Crown College expelled him for smoking marijuana, Big X found himself back in Dallas with nothing but a heavy heart, a shattered dream, and a baby on the way. No degree, no job, no plan, just pressure closing in from every direction. That mix of financial strain, lost purpose, and zero legitimate options created a storm that pushed him right back into the streets, and this time the risks got even higher. Every move he made was about survival, not clout, not fame, but staying alive and keeping his future family fed. By 2022, those choices caught up to him again, landing him in solitary confinement after another arrest involving marijuana and weapons. But that cold, empty cell became the place where everything changed. Locked away during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Big X sat there alone, thinking about what really mattered. Missing his baby Amar's first holidays hit him hard. It was rock bottom. The moment when reality hit that his choices were destroying the same family he swore to protect. And that's where the transformation truly began. Those lyrics scribbled on jail paper became his escape route, his blueprint for redemption. When he walked out, Big X, the plug, wasn't just a free man, he was a man on a mission. His rise from Dallas trap corners to country rap royalty didn't happen overnight, but when it hit, it shook the industry. After getting released from his pre-2022 incarceration, Big X started taking music seriously in 2019, grinding from studio to studio with a vision nobody could see yet. By the early 2020s, the streets of Dallas were buzzing about him, and then the world caught on. His breakthrough came with the anthem Texas, a track that didn't just blow up. It erupted. The song exploded across streaming platforms, pulling in over 200 million streams and landing at number 65 on the Billboard Hot 100. Suddenly, Big X wasn't just another regional rapper, he was the voice of the South. TikTok gave the track new life, with thousands of videos soundtracked by his gritty storytelling and booming Southern energy. Listeners could feel that this wasn't some industry product. This was real life put to rhythm. But Texas was just the opening act. His debut mixtape, Back from the Dead in 2020, showed the world he had stories that needed to be told. Songs like Red Bottoms and Moolah fused his street past with radio-ready hooks, proving that Big X could balance pain and polish. You could hear the echoes of solitary confinement in those bars. The anger, the hope, the hunger. Fans connected instantly because they felt his truth bleeding through the speakers. Then came 2023, and with it, the game changer. His debut album, Amar, named after his son. This wasn't just a rap project. It was a father's love letter disguised as a trap masterpiece. It combined the pain of his past with the purpose of his present. The album debuted at number 4 on Billboard's Heatseekers chart, cementing his evolution from a street poet to a certified artist with real commercial power. After Amar, the phone didn't stop ringing. Collabs with Offset, NLE Choppa, and others came rolling in, pulling his Dallas sound onto national stages. These weren't clout features. They were recognition from artists who saw his authenticity and respected his grind. Then in October 2024, he dropped his sophomore album, Take Care, and that one changed the whole conversation. It debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200, moving 25,000 units in its first week, placing him shoulder to shoulder with mainstream giants. Tracks like which hit number 65 again on the Hot 100, and Therapy Session became instant fan favorites, showing his emotional depth and lyrical precision. His Take Care tour turned streaming numbers into real-world chaos. Venues packed, fans screaming word for word. One show in Seattle at NUO went down in legend. The crowd was hyped, the energy through the roof, until one heckler got bold and threw water on stage. Big X didn't hesitate. He jumped off stage with his crew to handle it face to face. The clip went viral. The heckler ended up bloodied, but no charges were filed, and Big X got back on stage like nothing happened. That moment said it all. He's calm until disrespected, and even then, he stays in control. The performance went on stronger than ever, showing fans his professionalism runs deep. By 2025, XXL magazine crowned Big X as one of their best new artists, a stamp of validation from hip-hop's most respected gatekeepers. But this wasn't just about awards. This was proof that he'd built something real. When he signed with United Masters and secured distribution through Virgin Music, he finally gained what every artist dreams of: creative control. He owned his masters, his sound, his vision. No label puppeteering, no fake image. His independence let him speak directly to his fans while building a brand that felt authentic from the streets to the stage. Festivals soon came calling. His Bonnaroo 2024 set exposed him to country and rock audiences who'd never even listened to trap before. His raw presence made believers out of everyone there. And now, with Dusky's Coachella-adjacent tour lined up for 2025, Big X's influence continues to spread beyond borders, proving his reach is unstoppable. But his boldest leap came in August 2025 when he dropped I Hope You're Happy, his highly anticipated country rap crossover album, featuring powerhouse names like Jelly Roll, Luke Combs, Shazi, Darius Rucker, Thomas Rhett, and Ella Langley. This was Big X's declaration that he wasn't boxed in by genre. This wasn't a gimmick, it was evolution. The New York Times praised the album, quoting Big X as saying it was my heart and story blended into sound. And it truly was. Songs like Hear Voices featuring Lil Wayne and Daba showed his lyrical strength could stand beside legends while exploring new sonic territory. And even with legal storms swirling around him, his team made sure the music never stopped. The album dropped digitally on August 22, 2025, right on schedule, showing that no obstacle could slow his momentum. By that time, Big X had over 14 million monthly Spotify listeners, a number that placed him in elite company. His ability to blend hip-hop and country without losing that raw Dallas authenticity proved one thing loud and clear: Big X. The Plug isn't just surviving anymore. He's thriving, evolving, and rewriting the rules of what a street rapper can become. Big X's advocacy for autism awareness, inspired by his son Amar, added a whole new layer to who he is as a man and artist. This wasn't just another celebrity trying to look charitable. This was real. His partnership with the Autism Society of America proved that fame hadn't erased his sense of duty as a father. Fans saw a side of him that went far beyond rap. A man using his platform to uplift others while still carrying the weight of his past. That kind of authenticity earned him respect that money, charts, or awards could never buy. What makes Big X's rise so powerful is how he's managed to thrive despite chaos constantly knocking at his door. The back-to-back arrests in February and August 2025 could have wrecked another artist's career completely, but Big X didn't fold. He stayed in motion, dropping new music, selling out shows, and keeping his name in the headlines for the right reasons. His work ethic turned distraction into domination. Now he's teasing what might be his boldest chapter yet. Collaborations with Post Malone and Morgan Wallen for an upcoming country EP. That's wild because it shows how his 2025 crossover album, I Hope You're Happy, didn't just hit. It opened the kind of doors most rappers never even get to knock on. The man who once risked his life robbing dealers in Dallas is now trading verses with country legends. That's not just success. That's redemption at its loudest. Think about it. From writing songs alone in solitary confinement, to headlining sold-out arenas, from missing his son's first birthday behind bars, to celebrating his daughter's first birthday as a free man, Big X's story is the modern American dream. Played out through hard-hitting southern trap drums and twangy country guitar riffs, he turned every failure into fuel, every setback into a setup for something greater. But behind the music is a business mastermind who understands the game like few others. His partnership with United Masters wasn't just about distribution. It was a chess move for power and ownership. Big X made sure he'd never become another artist who signed away his catalog for a quick advance. Instead, he kept his masters, his freedom, and his direction, building long-term wealth while staying true to his sound. That independence gave him the confidence to experiment with country rap without some record exec breathing down his neck. It was proof he trusted his instincts, and his instincts were right, and the numbers back it up. Over 14 million monthly Spotify listeners, more than 200 million streams on Texas alone. Those aren't just metrics, they're milestones. Big X cracked the code of digital marketing before most artists even caught on. He didn't rely on bots or fake hype. He built his empire on real fans and real engagement. His social media pages aren't polished ad campaigns. They're raw, interactive, and personal. That's why when life hit him with more legal problems, those same fans rode for him like family. Here's where it gets crazy. That August 2025 arrest that could have destroyed his momentum, it actually boosted his visibility. The timing, getting booked on the same day his album dropped, turned into a full-blown media storm. Outlets from TMZ to the New York Times couldn't get enough of the story. What should have been a PR disaster became free. Global promotion. That's how you know Big X's team plays chess, not checkers. They flipped the narrative and turned controversy into currency. That's the mark of a real strategist, someone who knows how to turn pressure into publicity and setbacks into stepping stones. His media savvy, combined with his authenticity, made him stand out in a sea of artists chasing trends. Big X didn't just adapt, he reinvented the playbook. And his move into country music wasn't just about sound, it was about access. By collaborating with names like Luke Combs and Jelly Roll, he broke into markets that hip-hop artists rarely touch. Suddenly, Big X wasn't just performing at rap festivals. He was being booked for country radio events and cross-genre showcases, tapping into audiences that had never embraced trap before. It was a bold, strategic move that showed his vision was bigger than rap. It was generational. The result, a brand that stretches from Dallas to Nashville, from trap playlists to country stages, proof that real stories cross boundaries. Big X turned pain into purpose, mistakes into music, and hustle into history. From cell walls to sold-out shows, his journey reminds everyone watching that redemption hits hardest when it's earned, not handed. And as the rap game continues to evolve, one thing's for sure. Big X, the plug isn't just chasing hits anymore, he's building legacy.